Okay, we have three sets of concluding remarks. Everyone is going to be very brief. First of all, I'd like to invite Nicolas Fressengeas, the Open Science Officer from the French Ministry of Higher Education and Research, which is also one of our sponsors for this event.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all. So yes, I'll try to be very brief. So yeah, it was a great pleasure to be here. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all the speakers, all the panelists, all of you, and particularly all of UNESCO. And when considering OSMI, I want special thanks to Ioanna Persic, who drove us to the inclusive roads, which was at the start it was very important. So we've seen that monitoring is linked to research assessment, and this is the heart of the machine. This is the heart of the machine, of the research machine. So where the researcher is, we just had the discussion about should the researcher be included in the process of reforming research assessment? Well, the answer given by Quora and Opus is yes. Yes, so yes, indeed, the researcher is at the heart of all this. So I guess we indeed should not forget it. But it's the very heart of all that, and it is necessary to change this research assessment because maybe we have not said it too many times, but it takes a lot of work for the researcher himself or herself to do this openness, because it's doing, open science in the sense of UNESCO is better science. It's science differently. So to do science differently, we have to learn how to do science differently, and it takes time. And well, we're just talking about rewarding. Rewarding is giving incentives to a researcher to do better science, well, instead of doing something else, because the agenda is already full. So how do we do that? I heard yesterday monitoring of the costs and the benefits, and this is a great argument for the researcher. Say, okay, get involved in with that, because you see, we save that, we pay that, but we earn that. But we're thinking about that and looking at my researchers in my university, they are going to tell me, do you include my time in your cost calculation? Okay, I don't have the answer yet, but probably yes. And finally, I want to conclude by the impacts. So we've talked a lot about impacts. I'm a little bit frustrated on impacts because, okay, open access is gone on a good road, and we have many open papers. But if you look at the French Open Science Monitor about opening data, we have only one fifth of the papers that declare that they share the data. So it's only starting to open. It's much better than 10 years ago, but we have still 80% to go. So I would be careful on the impact because it's already starting to open. So how could we have a strong impact? In other words, in a positive way, if the impact is not so strong today for data, well, it's because it's only coming. It's only coming, but it's coming. And finally, we've been monitoring, openness of data, openness of papers, openness of stuff. All that is great. But what do we do it for? All that? Well, read the recommendation of UNESCO and we know why we do it for. We do it for more transparent science. We do it for more reproducible science, for more, more transparent, more reproducible, and maybe trustworthy science. Do we have measures on that? Do we have monitoring on this impact? Oh, well, we have a little bit of that, but my message is, if we want to convince researchers to take some of their time to do better science, show them. It is our responsibility to show them why we do that and how they should go to better science, and are they keen on doing better science. So my take is convince them. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I'm going to thank many, many people and say thank you many, many times. So let's clap at the end to support everyone together. Uh, Before that, let me say that UNESCO will close right after, and then we're going to have a short half an hour reception right outside this room. So come and say cheers. Okay, so first of all, our gratitude goes to our sponsors, the French Ministry of Higher Education and Research, INRIA, OpenAIRE, as well to our PathOS partners, CWTS, the University of Leiden, OPIX, and Technopolis Group. A special thank you to OSMI and IOSC for co-organizing with us, and to the Opus project for joining and demonstrating how collaboration can be fun. Now, behind the scenes, a lot of thanks to Natalia Manola, Eleni Kouloheri, Marili Andriopoulou, and Irno Bournazu from OpenAIRE, Erika Balzite from Elixir that has been keeping time for like 2 days, and Tony Roschelau from the No Center. And the core team who brought this event to life, Rania Zabo, and Sovan Dani Kut from UNESCO, Leticia Braco from OSMI, and of course, Teresa Gibisti, or something like that, from OpenAIRE. And we thank UNESCO for being such generous hosts, for really making this a hybrid meeting because you can hear everything, it's amazing. And most importantly, Anna Perzik, whose vision brought us all together. Thank you so much. Now, to all our speakers, chairs, panelists, session organizing, and volunteers, thank you for your insight, your time, and your energy. And to everyone here, both in person and online, thank you for being part of the conversation. Open science only moves forward where we come together across sectors, disciplines, roles. We saw that we have a lot of work to do to align, but I think that's a good thing, right? We make things more interesting and better moving forward. So we build good momentum, let's keep it going. And now I will hand over, we will clap for all these people. And now I will hand over to Shaofeng, Director of the Division of Science Policy and Basic Science at UNESCO, to officially close the event.
Thank you. And I also join you, Cesar Erna, and to thank you, Cesar, all your participation and for your engagement and for the really live discussion and in the past 2 days. And so we came here, you see, with a very compelling question and how we can tell whether open science is making difference. And this question really guided us to go through for the past 2 days. And I think we reached some conclusion, but we understand that we still have more needed to solve jointly together. And I also, you see, want to highlight, of course, and UNESCO, you see, in the past 2 years, and we already have the first global assessment of the 2021 recommendation on open science and offered valuable early insight into how countries are embedding open science into their national policies. We are also seeing the emergence of the practical tools and the framework are coming out. And today, you see, that we also we also witnessed a lot of the new tools and the principles and the frameworks has been, you see, come out or launched. And I would like to really special word to thank all the co-organizers and for this conference. Of course, you see the Horizon Europe the Open Science Impact Pathway Project, whose contribution, including the Impact Indicator Handbook and Cost-Benefit Analysis Framework, are already proving very useful and have great potential for continued use and development well beyond the project lifetime. We also acknowledge the important contribution from the European Open Science Cloud Tracking Initiative, whose session on scaling open science monitoring introduced the updated monitoring framework for national contribution and launched the second phase of the European Open Science Observatories, a significant step forward in delivering harmonized and actionable monitoring data across Europe. One of the key milestones of the conference was the presentation of the open science monitoring principle, which hopefully will guiding the countries and institutions to build inclusive, transparent, and robust monitoring system. UNESCO is proud to support this important work through our engagement in the Open Science Monitoring Initiative, and we are especially grateful to the French Ministry of Higher Education and Research and INRIA for their support and leadership in this initiative. We also extended our thanks to the Open and Universal Science Project, whose work in reforming research assessment and monitoring the uptake of open practice continue to play a key role in this transformation. Of course, our sincere appreciation goes to your European Commission for its unwavering support of Open Science Initiative. We look forward to continue our cooperation through the next Horizon Europe cycle and beyond. I also would like to join the colleague to thank our UNESCO team led by Anna and for their effort for organizing this meeting, and also for their delegation for the promoting the implementation of the recommendation of open science for the past many years. If there is one message to carry forward from our time together, I think we can say marrying open science is not just a technical task. It is a collective responsibility that requires clarity, commitment, and cooperation across borders, disciplines, and institutions. Dear colleagues, before I conclude this meeting, I also want to raise your attention to the International Decade of the Science for Sustainable Development that is leading by UNESCO. And this initiative, in fact, is initiated by the UN General Assembly in August 2023, and UNESCO was entrusted to lead. So according to this strategic plan, and open science, in fact, is one of the key forecasts for this initiative. So with your network, with your leadership, with your roles in the open science, I really want to invite you and to join, engage this initiative. So currently your second call for new initiative is still there. So I hope you can really see how you can take this opportunity to initiate your project, your proposal, your program, and to support, to promote the open science will be practiced, will be, fairly monitored, and to the next stage with all the countries, including the global south. We still have a lot to do, and let's work together, and this is the framework of the International Decade. And lastly, that, like what Ioanna already mentioned, we invite you to have the short, another networking sessions just outside. I thank you again for your attention.
I think that last but not least, the bigger clap will go to Ioanna for hosting, and organizing this for today. Thank you. Thank you.